I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 19. Let's focus on verses 10 through 14. Your mother was like a vine in your bloodline, planted by the waters, fruitful and full of branches because of many waters. She had strong branches for scepters of rulers. She towered in stature above the thick branches, and was seen in her height amid the dense foliage. But she was plucked up in fury. She was cast down to the ground, and the east wind dried her fruit. Her strong branches were broken and withered, and fire consumed them. And now she's planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty land. Fire has come out from a rod of her branches and devoured her fruit, so that she had no strong branch, a scepter for ruling. Now, today's passage is the second half of a lament, and the first half used the imagery of a lioness and her cubs in order to depict the false hopes of Israel to raise up a leader to deliver her. Now, deliverance comes not from man's efforts, but from God's design. It is not Judah's lions, but the Lion of Judah who will deliver these people from their bondage. And moving beyond the lion imagery, Ezekiel chooses a different image, and that's of a vine and its branches. And we should note that the theme is altogether different from the allegory of chapter 17 and the transplanted vine. The mother of the last kings of Israel, Humatal, was like a vine planted by the water. Her family grew abundantly, sprawled out, bore the fruit of success. Her branches represent 22 kings that appeared from David's day to Zedekiah's day. But this vine has been pulled up, left, lying on the ground, its roots exposed, and dried by the east wind and burnt. And she resembles a lost dog poster that I once saw. And the sign read this: lost dog, mixed breed, multiple colors, blind, 3 legs, no tail, goes by the name of Lucky. Well, apart from their fruit, grapevines really aren't useful for much more than fuel for the fire. And even Jesus alluded to Israel's past as he warned of the consequences of apostasy in John 15, verses 5 and 6. He said this: I am the vine, you are the branches. And the one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit, because you can do nothing without me. If anyone does not remain in me, well, he's thrown aside like a branch and he withers. And they gather them, throw them into the fire, and they are burned. So what happened next to this vine seems impossible. It was planted in a dry and in a thirsty land. And now this is in Babylon, modern-day Iraq. Even assuming that such a thing might be possible, any glimpse of hope is removed at the strike of a match. And the vine catches fire, consuming its fruit. Zedekiah's rebellion against Babylon brought the collapse of Judah. The nation was defeated. Ezekiel gave a glimpse of what lay ahead of Judah in the not-too-distant future. Judah fell in a few short years, and this dirge was her song of lament. At first glance, it appears cruel to tell these Judean exiles that Judah will be destroyed in a few short years. And we tend to want to assure people that some hope remains, and no matter how dark the circumstances might be. But Judah's problem lay in the object of her hope, which was herself. You couldn't tell her that she has hope if she's trusting in herself. And what saves us from our sin is not ourselves, nor is it the combined resources of other sinners. Let's all get together and we could do this together. No, our Yeshua, right? Our salvation comes from the power of the Messiah and from Him alone. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And yes, we do need your monthly support. Donating is secure, and it's also easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. Another way to help is just tell people about Groundworks Ministries. Share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.